Hello everyone and welcome. Now I'm going to be working with this Just Saying 12 by 12 pattern paper here, and I had worked with it on a live, I'll link that up above, and made some cards, and I've barely used this and it is so fantastic that I've got to drag it out and use it some more. So I'm just flipping through. Eventually I'll go page by page and show you. And I have used some of these already. As I said, I worked on a live with it, but just so bright and fun. We've got the stars. We have those bubbles with the sayings. We've got florals. We've got hearts. We've got stripes or plaids, whatever you want to call this. I've used a little bit of it. You've got some stripes and you've got some word pages, some bubbles, and you've got some cut aparts here. Some pretty big ones. I think these are 3 by 4, and then some florals and some more dots and some more cut aparts. This is just a fantastic 12 by 12 paper pad. And you've got the speech bubbles and some diagonals and just lots of fun stuff. Some different blues and greens and pinks, and it's just packed full of goodness. So I love this paper pad, and this plaid here, so pretty. Could be used for a lot of things. Somebody used this speech bubble paper and these 3 papers here. I've got the stars, and then I've got those dash line papers that have all the same colors in there. And I'm going to use them, and I'm actually going to go and cut them down. I'll cut them down. I'll take 4 1/4 off of the big thing. I'm just showing you the chipboard pieces that go with it, and I haven't even got into this yet, and it is so much fun. Here's 2 different packs of ephemera and some sentiments and some tags and stuff. I've also got the speech bubbles and the stamp set that goes with it, and I also have the punctuation and icon die, which I forgot to show you on this, and I have the pieced heart die. And that's what the pieced heart looks like. And I did that on my live. But we're going to work with these patterned papers that I've got picked out here. I'll take them to my guillotine, cut them down, and then come back. I also brought in my emerald dies and tag set and cut these down. And what I've done is I've cut one set of papers down, and I've kept the reverse, and we're going to make 2 cards out of the one die cutting is what we're going to do, and it's going to be super fun. Now, I'm going to have to work with this some more because I have not even scratched the surface, and I think it's so much fun. Now, all of this, I did check, it's all still available. There are many pieces to this. You can also get the paper in 6 by 6, or maybe it's 6 by 8. I think it's 6 by 6, but anyway, so if you don't want the 12 by 12, I was kind of reserving some of those blue patterns that were in the 12 by 12 for scrapbooking, because I've got 2 scrapbooks that I bought for 2 of my grandsons that I'm going to start working on, and I thought some of those blue papers would be fun in there, so I'm kind of reserving those for the scrapbooking and working with some of these others. So this is really fun. It's got the speech bubbles on there that say love and joy, awesome, cool, all the fun stuff. And we're going to cover it up a little bit, but I wanted it to kind of peek around there. So that's why I used my emerald dies to kind of cut it down, so you could kind of see that there are speech bubbles behind it. And we're going to lay this star paper down on there. And I am having trouble getting any glue coming out of this glue press, so you're going to see me fuss with it. We've had a temperature change, and it seems like when I have a temperature change, I start to have trouble with this thing. So I'll grab a pen, and I can barely get anything out, and then a whole bunch will squeeze out, and it's just hit or miss. So anyway, we'll be able to get this laid down, and I'll have to rub all those thick spots out of my paper there. So I'm going to get it lined up nice and neat. So I use the emerald dies to get the cut, and I also use them to make a frame. I've got 2 layers of Hammer Mill 110-pound cardstock there, but I've decided that's not enough, so I went and grabbed some fun foam, and I only had light pink. I didn't have any white, and I thought, well, that'll work fine because we've got pink on here, and I'm going to use it to layer this up because I couldn't find any narrow foam strips, so I'm going to use this, and we'll get it popped up. And I struggle with getting it laid down here. I'll finally put the paper down and then stick the foam to it, and it'll go on better that way, because it's sticking to my fingers. Here we go. So we're going to do it this way and try and get it lined up. And my fun foam, I think, stretches when I run it through the die cutting machine. Maybe I've got too much pressure on it, but so I'll trim it off camera trim it down a little bit so we don't have a bunch of pink hanging out the sides, but I just feel like it stretches. So there we go. We've got it and it's ready to go. And we've got some good dimension on there. And I've only got adhesive on one side of that fun foam, so I'm going to add some glue to the other side and we'll just get it adhered to our card. And we are going to assemble both of our card bases first, and then we'll bring in our bits and pieces and adorn it. And I think they turn out pretty cute. So we'll get that laid down on there. We've got a little frame, and then we've got this colorful panel that I want to put inside there. So I'm just going to get some glue on it and then just tuck it in there and lay it down. And we'll just have our stars kind of peeking out around our frame. And I like the layers. I think it looks nice. Now we've got that all assembled. I'll just set it aside and let it dry. And now I'm going to bring all of the reverse pieces in, and I've kind of reordered them. I didn't bring in the any of that speech bubble because I didn't die cut it down. But I think it works out nice, and we've got some real nice coordinating cards using all of the other pattern papers. So you can see, and I've got it upside down, so I'll turn it around. This is where I just cut that center piece out, and we've got the frame there. And then I brought in the white that I cut the frame out of because I thought it would look nice layered with the pink and add an extra layer. Because the more layers, the merrier, I think. I think it just gives your card so much more interest when you've got all these different layers and frames in there. So I'm going to get it lined up. I think I get it a little high on the top, and then I wind up pulling it apart and moving it down. Yeah, it's a little bit, we've got a little bit more of a margin on the top than we do the bottom. So I'm going to pull it off and then realign it and make it a little bit closer so that we have a better frame around there. I'm sure it's not perfect, but it's going to be better than it was. And there we go. So then we'll have that kind of dashed paper sticking out behind there. And I like how that looks. I think it came together nice. It was a nice surprise when I was doing it. I thought, oh, I can layer these opposite and come up with another kind of a neat frame and not waste any of this glorious paper. So we'll get it lined up on there. And I think it's a little long on the bottom, so I'll wind up cutting it off. But I'm going to get lined up nice and neat on the top, and then we'll just trim the bottom. There's a little bit hanging off there. So I'm just going to grab my guillotine and we'll just snip it off real quick, and then we'll work on the center of this card. And we're going to go ahead and use that fun foam. I'm going to use all these pieces and just go for it. I think I decided I needed to trim it again. I think there's a little bit of the card base hanging underneath there or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now we actually have the white in the center there, and we could leave it just like that, but I've got these scraps. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my fun foam inside there, and it'll give us some good dimension. And then we'll just I think I just use one of the white panels. I look and see which one looks the cleanest, after running through the die cutting machine, and I'll just get it laid down on there. Then I can save that other panel for something else later. And we'll get that lined up on there. I'm going to have, like I said, I think my fun foam stretches, so I decided I'd have just a faint pink all the way around there. And I'm okay with that. I think it'll work out just fine. And there we go. We've got our card bases. Now we're ready to work on our focal point. Now, Tina Smith always does her focal point first and then builds her layers. She has the 5 simple steps to card making, and usually the focal point is first, but I'm doing mine last. I wanted to get my papers all laid down and then figure out what I'm going to do with it. So I knew I wanted to use this Just Saying because it's the name of the pattern paper. And so I knew I would need to rotate one, and I'm going to use that one that I have the white emerald panel there, and we'll just bring it in, and we're going to use that Just Saying. And when I pulled it off, the actual sticker back came with it, so I'm going to pull that off. And I'm just kind of figuring out what all I'm going to put on there. And then there's also this You're Too Cute, and I thought that would go really nice together, Just Saying, you're too cute, just saying. And so I'm going to just get them stuck down on there, pull that sticker sheet off. And I decided to go ahead and put some glue on there just to make sure that it doesn't come off. So we'll just dot some glue down there and get it laid down on there. And we're going to kind of let it hang off the panel a little bit. And I think that looks nice. And then we'll get our You're Too Cute on there. And the sticker back was actually came off of that one. So we'll add some glue and we'll get it laid down on there. And I'm liking how this is looking. Now there are some other bits and pieces of chipboard in there, and I decided this star was kind of funky and that it would be fun on there. And so I'm just going to lay it in that white open space there, and it'll just bring some more interest to our card. And when I pressed it down, I got a little bit too much glue on there, so I'm going to grab my pick tool and just do a little cleanup on it. I'll tell you, I've just not been in the mood to craft lately. I didn't have a video on Monday because we were going to go live, and then that didn't work out. And then, I don't know, I'm just kind of in a little bit of a funk. So I told my husband, I said, I just need to get in there and just make something. And I thought these turned out really cute, and I enjoyed doing that. So now I'm looking at the next one, and I'm kind of contemplating. I really like that green that is in there. It's in, both the bubble paper and then I'm calling it dash paper. And so it prompted me to bring this typewriter in because it had the green and the pink on there. I just really wanted to kind of highlight that green. And so I'm going to lay the typewriter in there, try and get it straightened up. And then I'm going to look for some kind of a word or sentiment or something to put on that page of the typewriter. And so it'll take me a minute. I'll kind of fool around with the sticker sentiments and just kind of look at some of the different bits and pieces here, so you can kind of get a look at what you've got. And some tags, some floral elements, some more words. I was kind of looking at those and just trying to decide what I wanted to use. You can see there's some actual tags down below there as well, and then the floral pieces. And I'm going to study it. And I'm going to leave all this in. I will tell you, these two cards came together in under 15 minutes. So when you've got such fabulous product like this, it doesn't take any time at all. Now, this video is shorter than the 15 minutes that it took because I cut some parts out where I just kind of stood there and looked at what I wanted to use. So I decided to go with the wow on here, and then I'm going to bring some other pieces in to kind of add to it. We've got this heart, and I decided I wanted to bring it in. It has some more of that green on there. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that corner and just get it stuck down there, and I think it looks nice. So yeah, with this paper pad and the ephemera or the chipboard or whatever you would choose to get, you can put together some really fun cards very quickly, very colorful, and just lots of fun. So I'm still looking, trying to decide, is there anything else I want to add to this? There's just so much stuff. And I'm like, oh, I haven't even scratched the surface with it. So I'm really going to have to be making some videos with this. So hopefully you won't get tired of seeing them. I just think they're so fun. I will link all the materials in the description box below so you can check it out. And if you shop with those links, I would appreciate it. It's very helpful to me. So I hope you like them. I think they turned out great. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.